Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. And in today's video, we're going to be briefly looking at factored form. Now, recall, so far we know that standard form of a quadratic equation is y is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c. Factored form, on the other hand, before we can take a look at that, let's take a look at an example. So let's factor the following. Y is equal to 2x squared plus 6x plus 4. Now, when we fully factor this, remember, your first thing that you're going to do is common factor, if you can. And I can in this case. I can take out 2, which will leave me with x squared plus 3x plus 2. And then I can factor further because I know 2 times 1 will give me 2, and 2 plus 1 will give me 3. Notice, when it's fully factored, it has a number on the outside and 2 binomials. Believe it or not, you've already been seeing factored form. This is factored form. So in general, factored form is in the form of y is equal to a x minus r x minus s. So it's always in that form with a constant number on the outside and 2 binomials. Okay. Now, remember, these numbers on the inside always make up my x-intercepts. So what would happen if, for instance, I gave you 2 x-intercepts and a point? Could you now make factored form? Let's see. So in this example, I'm going to give you the x-intercepts. Let's go with -2 and -3, and the point at 3, 4. Okay, and you want to find the equation in factored form. All right, so if my x-intercepts are at -2 and -3, then I know that x was equal to -2 and x was equal to -3. That was the end result of me solving my linear equations when I was finding my x-intercepts. So if I want to turn it back to those linear equations, you're going to go backwards. You're going to bring the -2 to the other side by adding it, and the -3 to the other side by adding it. So the original linear equation was x plus 2 is equal to 0, and x plus 3 is equal to 0. These are my 2 factors. So far, I've got, don't know what my a value is, but I do know I have x plus 2 and x plus 3. So remember, our first step is to remake our linear equations. All right. But that only gets me part of the way. It doesn't get me all the way. I still need to solve my a value. Conveniently, the problem also gave you a point. With this point, you're going to substitute it into the equation and solve for a. So you're going to sub 3, 4 into equation. So let's do that. You're going to have a 4 here, and the a, and instead of the x, you're going to have the 3. Instead of x, you're going to have the 3. And finally, solve for a. Okay, so let's solve out our brackets first. So we've got 3 plus 2, which is 5. 3 plus 3, which is 6. 5 times 6, which is 30. Divide both sides by 30. So a is equal to, well, not 4 over 30, because I can simplify that by dividing the top and the bottom by 2 to get 2 over 15. Remember, always make sure your answer is fully simplified. So I have my a value. I'm not done yet, because the question asked me to find the equation in factored form. So therefore, my equation is going to be y is equal to, my a value I now know is 2 over 15, x plus 2, and x plus 3. All right. And that would be my factored form, getting it from x-intercepts and a point. Could I also do this from a graph? You absolutely can. So let's say, let's do a graph here. And let's say this is my graph. Let's do this in a different color. Let's go with red, because you can never go wrong with red. And usually in the graph, they will give you points that you can most likely see. So in this one, I'm going to give you your x-intercepts. So let's say -5, +3, and let's say this is happening at 5 over here. So if that's true, I know my two x-intercepts are -5 and +3, which means I know my two factors are x plus 5 and x minus 3. So making my equation, y is equal to a x plus 5, x minus 3. Let's plug in a point. The point can come from anywhere on this parabola. The easiest one, though, is the y-intercept, because I know that's 0, 5. So doing that, 5 is equal to a 0 plus 5, 0 minus 3. 0 plus 5 is 5. 0 minus 3 is -3. 5 times -3 is -15. It's equal to 5. Divide both sides by -15, so my final answer would be -5 over 15, which I can turn into -1 over 3. So therefore, my equation is y is equal to -1/3 x plus 5 times x minus 3. And that is how you find the equation in factored form, either when I'm giving you a point and intercepts, or from the graph. I hope this has helped everyone in finding the factored form. There is one more thing, though. What if I now told you, you found your factor form, and I said, put it in standard form? So if I said put it in standard form, one last thing. They're basically telling you to distribute this answer. So what you need to do is distribute. So you're going to go Pokémon Joko, once go, pika pika pika, pika pika pika. Got to catch them all. Let's leave the -1 over 3 for the end. So -1/3, that's x squared, minus 3x, plus 5x, minus 15. Collect our like terms. X squared, minus 2x, plus 2x, sorry, and minus 15. And finally, now the -1/3 goes in there, so you're going to have -1/3 x squared minus 2 over 3x, and plus, because negative and negative, 15 over 3, which is 5. And that is the equation in standard form. So when they tell you standard form to factored form, they just want you to fully factor it. When they tell you standard form from the factored form, they just want you to distribute it again. I hope this has helped everyone with these concepts. And if you have any questions and concerns, please do let me know. Otherwise, have a wonderful day.